All right, guys. Good evening. Welcome to class. Am I muted? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. You're not so
Yes.
busy. Don't respond.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Welcome to class, guys.
Thank you.
All right. So we are starting big today. So straight to class with the technical. So yeah, let's do it. Okay. I mean, you were all already in class the last time. We met already. So no need for formalities and introduction. So let's go to whiteboard. Yes. Let me share my screen. All right, Luis, Jeremy, Launel, Okwewandi. I think maybe one or two more questions. All right, so today, actually, you know what we're doing already. So in this new curriculum that you are paying $1,000 for, we're going to have 2 classes in one. All right. So in the old curriculum, we should be doing only Linux in 1 month. But in this new curriculum, I'm just saying this because some of you already knew the old curriculum before you already started, so that you just get the difference. So in this curriculum, we'll be doing 2 subjects mainly. And you know what those 2 subjects are? You may work as well call them modules. They will be Linux, all right? But the full course is Linux Systems, the full name of the course, Administration. And then the other course will be AWS. AWS Solution Architecting. Okay. However, where AWS is very wide, we'll not be able to cover the entire AWS in 2 weeks. We are just going to do enough of AWS to help you understand the real course. You know, the real course already start for this first 2 months.
Yes, which is the Azure?
Yes, Azure.
Azure, okay.
DevOps. All right, that's the real thing. But I mean, for these 2 months, I mean, not in IT, but to prepare you to understand this real thing, the main thing for Azure Dev, for this first 2 months, we'll teach you this one in the first 1 month, and then we'll teach you this in the second month. All right, so you get the curriculum now. So today we'll be starting with this, and this is the bedrock of engineering, of IT engineering. All right, we want to learn enough of this to understand, not just to understand what it is, but to be able to use it to manage that and manage this. Because the minute you get into your system, this is what confronts you. You should be able to manage, use it to manage all other aspects of life. So for that reason, we'll be focusing today on Linux system administration. By Linux system administration, we mean going into servers and managing the servers. And like we saw last week, servers these days are not physical servers. We don't need to go to computer market to buy server, come and set it up, connect it to power. No. What we are doing is running the equivalent of that in a virtual system in cloud. So we are going into cloud now, and we are going to set up a server in cloud. In AWS cloud, that virtual server is called a E2. We are going into EC2 to set up a server, and then we'll run our Linux inside that server, and then we'll be able to practice on that server with our Linux. I keep hearing some kind of sound from maybe from this. So let me just listen. All right. So it's important, especially for interaction purposes, for communication purposes, that you understand the concept. You understand everything that we are doing at this, especially at this stage, before we do the practicals. It's not right for me to just go into the practicals without you understanding why we need or what we are trying to do in the practical. All right, so bear with me if you're already familiar with all of this as I explain to people that are completely new to it. All right. So now that you know that with Linux operating system, we can manage our server. Let us now go and create a server and then start to run it. To create a server, we are going to go into cloud and set up a server. All right. There are three major cloud providers that employers and recruiters always need you, at least they need you to know at least one of them. The three major cloud providers are Amazon, and then we have Microsoft, and then we have Google actually, right? So these are the three major cloud providers. The cloud services, the cloud platform owned by Amazon is called AWS, Amazon Web Services. The one owned by Microsoft is called Microsoft Azure. It's pronounced Azure. And then the one owned by Google is called Google Cloud Platform. Of these three, the biggest, the pioneer, the owner of the market is AWS. So for that reason, because this is what most of the employers will be using in cloud, will be focusing on AWS. It is not right for you to say, I know how to use Microsoft Azure, but I do not know how to use AWS. No. Before you learn how to use any of the other ones, you must first of all be good here. As a matter of fact, when you tell me you know cloud, without mentioning which of the platforms you used to learn cloud, it is safe for me to assume that you are talking about AWS cloud. Conceptually, they are the same thing. It's just that they may call the same service a different name here than they call it here. And this one may be more robust than the others. Otherwise, fundamentally, once you know one and the services available within one, it's just a matter of hours, maybe days for you to get used to how to use the other ones. All right, so for everything we'll be doing in cloud, every time we say we are going to cloud, we'll be going into AWS cloud. We'll go into AWS cloud, we'll come to our web browser, and then we'll type here aws.amazon.com. All right, so you type that, and then you press enter. It brings you into AWS, which is the cloud platform of Amazon. And then in my own case, I'll say sign into the console. And I'll click, I have many AWS accounts for serious business, for this one I use for training. So I will do this, and then I will look for my password, and then I will sign in. Do you have any lady in this class? No lady. All right, so gentlemen, welcome to cloud. This is cloud, specifically AWS cloud. And inside here, you will see all of the services available in cloud, hundreds of them. Under robotics, there are many services. Under security identity, there are many services. Under development tools, there are many services. Under game development, and so on and so forth, all right? Under analytics, there are many services. So we're not here to learn all of these services, at least not now. We'll start to learn them one by one until we cover all of the services in a particular cloud curriculum, cloud course called AWS Solutions Architect. We'll talk more about that by the third week. But for now, all I need you to know is that when you come into cloud, there are many things, there are many possibilities, different tools, different services, different possibilities under containers, under databases, under game development, different possibilities. All right. The one that concerns us right now is to come into cloud and look for servers and create servers in cloud. All right. You are completely new to cloud, so you don't know where server is. You are just going to come here and see EC2. That is the name, virtual servers in cloud. That is the name that AWS calls servers. All right. So you search amongst the hundreds of services for EC2, and then you find EC2, you click it, and now we can set up our fabric. All right. I'm going to log out now because I just brought you here. I didn't show you how you would also be able to connect. Well, I'll just sign out. Is anybody working on their laptop right now? Are you in front of your laptop connected to the internet? You don't have to, but just in case you are.
Yes, I have my laptop.
All right. So we can use you, we can work with you now, or anyone else who is ready to show everyone how to create a cloud account, AWS account, and be able to log in like I just logged in. All right, so we're going to come back here and say aws.amazon.com. Can you do that? Can you type? Or do you already have an account?
I already have account already.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyone who does not have accounts right now, but is in front of their laptop? I hope you can all hear me. Who was contributing? Was that Jeremy?
It's me, Teju.
Okay, Teju.
Yeah, I have an account too.
Okay. Yeah. Who doesn't have account, but it's in front of just want to make sure we're carrying you along. Nobody? Okay. So no problem. So since you already have account, but if you didn't have account, it will be showing sign up for a fresh account. But because you already have account, you should be saying sign in to the console. So you click there, and then you leave this as it is under root user. So you provide the email address with which you created the account. In my own case, that is my email address. And then I provide the password for my account. All right. So I sign in. Okay. So this, like we said before, is cloud where the things are happening. All right. Our interest, you may not be seeing this. I'm seeing this because these are resources that I have used recently in cloud. In your own case, you may not be seeing that. All right. So if you are not seeing that, you just come here and search for EC2, and then EC2 comes up, and then you click EC2. By the way, there is a manual for this. Let me click for the manual and call it Linux Server Administration. All right, so if you look at this server administration, everything I'm trying to explain here, you'll find right here. So to run Linux from a virtual server in AWS, type aws.amazon.com, and then to allow you to create a free AWS account. All right, this free account you can use for 1 year, provided you do not exceed 750 hours of work per month on free resources. Not all resources are free. Some of them are free, many of them are free. you have enough free resources to enable you practice and claim that, oh, I know AWS now. All right. So as per the steps to create your EC2, they are here. So let's just go through them. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step. All right. So I'm going to give you the manual at the end of this class so that I can follow the manual step by step to repeat everything would complete. All right. So the time being, let's push that to the background and then come back. Please feel free to ask questions at any time. Okay. So right now we are here. So what are we going to do? We're going to say launch instance. Instance is the general name for EC2, launch EC2. So you click that and then you say launch instance. In other words, launch a server. All right. So this form comes up. I need to fill this form to complete this form, and then I'll click launch a server, launch an instance. So let's start with this. What name do I want to call this server? Any name is okay. Let me just call it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go on. I can hear you.
Since I have account, can I be following the step you are going through, or you just want us to wait?
I'll prefer that you just wait, listen, ask questions, anything that's not clear. And then after class, you now watch the video all over and then you try and repeat what we do. If at that point you now have any problem, you just take a photo, post it on the forum to say, I'm trying to do this, I'm not getting it, come.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's call it Linux server or any name. You can actually call it any name. Okay, so I'll scroll down, guys. Application and operating system that I want on this machine. There are many operating systems that I want that I could have in that server. I can have Amazon Linux operating system, Mac OS operating system, Ubuntu Linux. I can even have Windows operating system. So I don't have to go and buy a laptop running Windows. I can go into cloud and set up a brand new laptop running, server, running that up, and so many operating systems. But let's not go wander too far away. Let's just stop. So in this case, I'm going to take Amazon Linux operating system. So I click that. I'm saying that on this machine, put Amazon Linux operating system on. All right. So there are many other operating systems. Okay, just leave them. All right. So I'll come down. I'll leave this as it is. I'm just careful not to load you with too much information the first time. So after that, the next thing that I want to do is come here. I'll come to key pair. I'll say create new key pair. All right. All I do here is give the key pair a name. I can just call it Teju, for example, any name. That's all I do. I don't touch any of this because they don't even know they are meaningful. All right. I'll now say create key pair. And once I say create key pair, that key pair, Teju, a .pem extension is attached to it, and it is downloaded automatically to my laptop. So this is downloaded to my laptop now. Every time a file is downloaded to your system, it goes into a folder called download. We'll see it later. All right. All right. So I just created the key pair called Teju. All right. So I'll scroll down. I will not bother with any of this. Yeah, those are the only two things I should bother with for now. So I make sure that the server has a name, and then I make sure that it has a key pair, which I just created. As for the others, don't worry about it. Just leave them as it is. By the time I explain them later, you know how to change it. So once I provide those information, I'll come here and I'll say launch instance. And that is it. The server that I just named and for which I just created a key pair, it is now on. All right. Successfully initiated launch of the server. If I click this link, it brings me to the server that I just created. Look at it. The name of the server is Linux server. This is the instance ID and so on and so forth. So my server is on. Server. Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's create another server, server 2. So just look for this red tab, red button, whatever it is. All right. Right now I'm seeing it here, so no need to go looking for it. So I come here and I say launch instance. All right. When you come to this form, we only need to provide 2 answers. One, what's the name of the instance? You can call it in 2, for example. And then the only other thing I need to provide, all these ones are already in their default state. I leave them. In the default state. And then give me 1 second. Hello? Betty?
Oh, sorry.
This is not your class, huh?
My class, yes.
Okay. All right. So you provide the key pair, like we said earlier. All right. But in this case, you already had a key pair. Key pair is just like your key and padlock. It is not every time that you create a new EC2 that you create a new key pair. No, you can have one key pair and use it for life. I mean, that's even better. It's quicker. So I just come here and I check existing key pairs, and I'm going to find that the key pair that I created earlier on is already here. So I just take that, or any of the key pairs that I want, right? And once those 2 info are in place, once the information is in place, I say launch instance. Is it not simple how to launch the server? And then once I come back here now and click that link, I see that I have a second server. All right. So even if I wanted to create a 3rd server, it's the same thing. All right. Let's quickly do it. Launch instance. This time I say 3, and then I take my key pair. I say Teju, for example, if that's what I still want to use. So I come, I say Teju, and I say launch. Now that I have launched my instance, I already chose that my instance should run Linux operating system. There are different dialects of Linux operating system. One of the many dialects of Linux operating system is Amazon Linux. But in operations, we don't call it dialect, we call it distribution. So there are different distributions, different types of Linux. Fundamentally, they are the same. You don't have to go and learn them, or once you learn one, it's the same. All right. So in this particular case, we are using Amazon Linux. There's Red Hat Linux, there's an OS, there's Ubuntu, there's Fedora, there's even Akin Linux, there's GD Linux. There are so many. All right. They are fundamentally all Linux. But in this case, because we are in an Amazon environment, it just makes sense that we start to learn with Amazon. All right. So if I come here now to instances, I see all of my instances. Any questions so far? All of my servers are running. Look at it, it's running. This one is running. This one is running. They are all
on. I have a question.
All right.
Yeah. What is the security implication of using the same key pair for all the machines or server?
There is no security implication. I mean, as far as there is no. So the key pair just allows you as the user to be able to SSH into the server. I'll tell you the meaning of SSH and I'll show you how to use it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that the third party has it and be able to do anything. All right. So for now, just see key pair as a pair of a pair made up of a padlock and a key. So with the key, you can open the padlock. So with the key pair, you can remotely access the server. If you don't have the key pair, you will not be able to access it. Okay, I guess that I can reframe your question to mean that without key pair, the security implication, without key pair, you'll not be able to access that server remotely. You would always have to be physically connected to the server to be able to access. But these days, you should be sitting in somewhere in the US, and then your South African company has a problem on their server. You should be able to connect to their server right from the US and fix their problem. That is the power of SSH. Without key pair, you'll not be able to.
Okay.
Okay. Now
I have another question.
Okay.
Yeah, at the top right hand side.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Virginia.
Not Virginia, yeah.
Okay. Is it like
They are regions. We'll talk about this when we come to AWS. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's just focus on Linux. Look at the different regions. Okay. So now that we have our Linux server running Amazon Linux, let us now connect to one of them and start and see what Linux looks like. So let's take any of them. So to take one of them, I'm going to click here, connect. Let's connect to this. So I click there, I check that box, and I click connect. I see EC2 instance connect here. I make sure that is selected by default, and I click connect. So this is my Linux. So I am now inside that server that I created. And that server is running what operating system? Amazon Linux operating system. All right? So my ability to use Linux within this server is my ability to administer this server. Where is this server? Is it not in cloud? So that's why we call the title of that call Linux Server Administration. Linux Cloud Server Administration. All right, are we ready to start learning Linux?
Yes.
All right, so this is Linux. This place is called Command Line Interface, CLI, or simply your shell. Your shell. We call it CLI, which is a more general term, or you simply call it Linux shell. All right? This shell. In Linux, we don't have a graphic user environment like this where we click stuff. No. We have everything we are doing in Linux, we have to tell Linux by command, do this for me. We have to write a command to tell Linux do it. And if we do not know that command, Linux will tell us, what are you saying? I don't understand what you are saying. What are you saying? So there are specific words that we must learn to say, anytime we want Linux to create a file for us, this is what we use. Anytime we want to change directory, this is what we use. Anytime we want to SSH into remote system, this is what we use. So those are the things to be learning. They are called Linux command. All right, so let's start with the simple one. Any question? I hope I'm not rushing you guys. Linux command. All right. So whatever we do here, we are doing on the server. First of all, we want to see ls. ls minus l. What does that mean? It means show me the content of the directory where I am now. And it tells you, well, I do not see anything. There is nothing in here. You can also enter a command called print working directory. It means in this dark alley, this corridor of, I don't even see anything. I don't know where am I? So the meaning of PWD is show me where I am. I'm going to show you, oh, right now you are working from a room called EC2 user, which is inside another room called home, and which is in the room. Yeah, okay. And who am I? Who am I working here? Well, on this system, we call you EC2 user. So you are working on this system right now as EC2 user. Okay. So these entries that I make and for which I get reply, they are Linux commands. Right? Now, what is a directory? A directory is just a space that you create so that you can save files there. You know, if you have your house and you put all of your bed, your pots, your everything in one room, everything will be messed up. So you separate, you partition the room, the big room, into smaller rooms, the kitchen, your toilet, your bedroom, your living room, and so on and so forth, so that you can arrange stuff properly. The same way you partition your space loosely, it's not the exact one, so that you can keep finance files, related files in finance directory. You can keep GD related files in GD directory. Just keep everything neatly separated from one another. To create such a directory, the command is make directory. That's the command. Make directory. Make directory and call that directory trainees. So I'm going to say make directory trainees. So right now I have created a directory called trainees. So if I do ls-l, which is show me the list of what I have in this place, it's going to show me that now you have trainees. You have created a trainees directory. All right. They may want to say, oh, I created a directory. Okay, take me from where I am now into that trainees directory. It's going to be cd trainees. It means change directory to training. And you are seeing right now that trainees is appearing here. So if I now say print working directory, it's showing me that I'm now inside training. All right, so inside trainings, let me make directory. Head for example. All right. So if I say ls-l, show me the content, list the content of trainees for me. Inside this directory trainees, list the entire content. What do I have? The only thing that I have inside training is another directory, Teju. So to go into Teju, just like opening the door labeled Teju and going inside from where I am, the command is change directory, cd to Teju. So I'm not inside Teju. That is why instead of trainees that was showing before, it is Teju. So what do I have inside Teju? ls-l, there is nothing inside Teju. Okay, let us create a directory inside Teju. Make directory and call it what? Let's call it Tolu. All right. If we now say, what do we have inside Teju? It will tell us we have Tolu. Change directory to Tolu. All right. What do we have inside Tolu? And so on and so forth. So this is how we can make directory upon directory upon directory upon directory. If we now say print working directory, it's going to tell us that we have a directory Tolu. The directory Tolu was made on top of or inside directory Teju. Teju was made inside directory trainees. Trainees was created inside directory EC2 user. And EC2 user came inside the directory home. Home came from the root directory. Beyond the root directory, there is no other directory. That's why it's called root directory. That is the foundation, nothing being root directory, represented by the sign, backslash. That sign is called backslash. Or, this confuses me sometimes. I think they said, no, it's backslash. This other one is forward slash. Okay. Any questions so far?
Sorry, the root directory you just typed now, is that the command for going back to the root directory?
Okay. So the command to go back to the root directory is change directory to root.
Okay, to root. Okay. So the / is root.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Right,
so the / is different from the backslash.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we hardly ever use backslash in Linux.
Okay.
/ is common with Windows, and that is the other one is common with Windows. But anytime we talk about slash in Linux, we always almost always mean false.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So if we now say cd's root and we press enter, it has taken us to from Tulu to root. So if we now say print working directory, it's telling us that we are now in root.
The root
Earlier
directory.
on, yeah, in the root directory. So earlier on, the last time we said print working directory, it showed us that we were in Tulu, which was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors away. We're just typing cd root protocol. So give me the list of everything that is in root, all the files and directories in root. What's the command to do?
That's ls minus l.
Correct. ls case -l. Correct. It will show us all of the content of the present directory. And what do we see? We see that there's another directory called bin, link called bin. There's a directory boot, a directory dev, etc directory, home directory, media directory, so many directories. So this is the architecture, the directory structure of Bureau. So in future, you'll be seeing, you are going to do ls minus l and just see, once you see this kind of familiar directories arranged this way, just, oh, this looks like Linux. This won't be enough in Linux. All right, so let's go back to loop. So if we want to go back to loop, you can go at once by saying cd, and then we'll take this whole path name, control the whole. So we just select that and then paste it. Then cd, select the whole of this. Control C, and then okay, don't worry. We'll get better at this. So /home /EC2 user /release /schedule /home. All right. So we can pull the entire path name to get to where we want to be. So this way we can move from one directory to another. What? Now we're in Tulu, right? What if we wanted to go from Tulu to Edu? To move from Tulu one step out of Tulu, that was the double here is a mistake, just there. To move one step out of Tulu into Teju, the command is cd space dot dot. So I'm now in Teju. To move from Teju one space away to trainings, the command is cd dot dot. We are now in training. What's the command to move away from trainings down to the next level, which is EC2?
cd space dot dot same.
Correct. Cd space dot dot. Correct. All right. So if I move away now from EC2 user, which is my current home directory, by doing cd space dot dot, what directory would I land?
Roots. Okay. Home.
The home
Home.
directory.
Yes,
Home
home
directory.
directory. If I do that, that's why you are saying home. Yeah. All right. And then if I do cd space dot dot one more time, what directory would I land?
Root.
Root. Correct. You are saying root. And then if I do cd space dot dot one more time,
I don't think it will work.
it won't go anywhere because root
Yeah.
is the last directory.
Back to root.
Yeah.
Back to root.
Correct. Are you sure everybody, the people that are answering, they appear to be doing well because they probably already knew this? Are you sure we're not leaving anybody behind? Everybody is coping?
Yeah.
Where's that new person? The person that said he never saw a computer before? Was it Jeremy?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. So because I think it's me and Lewis and I talked about that last week, but since that day I tried to go on YouTube and just see what is this Linux all about. So I've been able to see a little bit of this command stuff there.
Okay, okay, that's good. What about
sorry.
yeah?
Oh,
You
okay,
have
go ahead.
just a little bit basic knowledge in the Linux.
Yeah. No, I'm actually talking about how you coping with what you are doing so far. Does it make
Yes,
sense?
yes, it's okay.
Oh, fine, fine. As long as you are coping. All right. Yes. Go on with your question.
Sorry, I don't want to get too technical, but I noticed for changing directory or going back to the previous folder is in cd space ... Abi.
Yes.
Then I think for PowerShell there's no space in between. I don't know if you work with PowerShell a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, there's no space in between.
Okay. I just noticed that slight difference.
Yes, you are right. So in DOS commands, there is no space, cd ... But in Linux, there's right. Okay, so clear the screen. Clear another command. Clear the screen. So what are we now? We're in a root directory. Okay. So what do we have? ls-l. Let's see, navigate. Let's navigate directories. We see home here, right? All right. So let's go to cd home. What do we have in home? We have EC2, cd EC2. Now, instead of typing the whole EC2, I could just type E and then press tab to complete the other part for me. So cd EC2 ls-l. I have training. So cd, if I type T, it will complete the training. ls-l cd schedule ls-l cd tolu ls-l nothing. That's the last. All right. So now we know how to move forward step by step, and we know how to move backward step by step. And if we wanted to jump to the root, we know what to type. cd/. Wanted to jump to a particular directory, we'll just copy the entire path. We'll do print working directory. We'll see the path, and then we can just copy the root path. All right. So now we have.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Like, if I want to go to Teju, I can just copy from Teju downward, not copying from Tolu downward, right? To paste in it.
So right now we're in Tolu. If you want to go to Teju now, right?
Yes.
Yes, you could do from Teju downward, yeah, like that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. But it will be smarter to just do cd ... That's what cd ... does. If you want to move from Tolu one step backward, which Teju,
Okay.
cd ... to do. I mean cd space ... like somebody else does. You got it?
All right.
So yeah, your answer is still correct. It's just that if you were doing that in front of me, I'll be wondering, why are you not doing the simple one? Why are you doing the more difficult? So it gives me suspicion. Oh, you are still learning. You are not really, but otherwise. All right. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you now is that right now we are in cloud. Can you see this? We're in AWS. We're inside AWS operating this server in AWS. This is not the best way to do this. All right. What we want to do is stay outside of AWS, stay outside of cloud, and be able to access our machine in cloud. All right. So to do that, let us go to our laptop. Let us forget about this cloud for a minute. We'll go to our laptop. Let's talk about it. All right. So we are going to download an SSH client into our laptop so that from our laptop, we can use that SSH software to connect to our server in cloud and be able to work from our laptop. You know, that time it was difficult to copy and paste something I told you, don't worry about it, because I know that was not the destination. So let us go into cloud, let's look for an SSH client. So let's go to Google. There is a 40, but it's not very, there's a mobile extern. And then there is also, is anybody using Mac in this class? Okay, don't worry. So there's also Cameo. These are SSH clients. What does that mean? It means that if you have Terminus as an SSH client on your laptop, on your system, you would be able to connect from your laptop, from your system to any remote Linux system. Unlike this case, where we have to come into cloud to use this Linux system, we will not need to come into cloud. We'll be able to access this cloud system. All right. So you are going to look for Terminus, and then you are going to say download. And by the way, it's already in the notes. Can you see my notes? Can you see my notes?
No.
Let's see. Yeah. Are you sure you can't see my notes? It's already showing here.
Yeah, can see it.
I can see your note now.
Yeah, we
okay.
can see now.
Can
Yeah.
see it.
So this is what we've done so far. We click EC2, and then we said connect, and then we connected, and then we practice it. So what I want to do now is use one of these SSH clients. In this case, I'm going to use we are going to download. Mobile STEM is good. It's just that mobile STEM is not compatible with Mac OS. Only Windows people will enjoy. So let us just use something that both Windows and Mac people will enjoy. All right, guys, it's very simple. So we are going to download. So I'll copy. If you are using Windows, you do that. Let me show you. So look at it. I just Google that. And then it comes here. I'll say download plugins for Windows. All right. So I'll click that. All right. All right. If I was downloading for macOS, I'll be clicking here. But right now I'm downloading for Windows because on my laptop, I'm running Windows operating. So I'll click this. Is anybody trying this? No problem.
No.
No,
problem.
No, just want to wait to make sure, as you said,
Yeah,
if
you get
watch the
everything
ground.
right. That's fine. So we click download executable, and then look at it. It just downloaded. All right. So if I now go to my downloads folder, where's my download folder? Everything I downloaded should show here. Look at it. The teju.pem that we downloaded earlier on. Look at it. I'll show you how to use that. That's our key here. And then the timings that I just downloaded, look at it. So you are going to do the same. And then once you do this, you just come here and you double click it. Double click. You double click. Now install the Terminus SSH client into your system. So double clicking would install. Installing, please wait. All right. All right. So this is the installation. All right. So in your own case, it may ask you one or two questions, but just follow this instruction. All right. So download from there, download Terminus like we just did. Go to the download folder. You can see my note. Install the application and launch it. What does that mean? It simply means double click it. Install the application and launch it by double click. the icon. Okay. All right, then do not sign up. When it asks you to sign up, don't sign up so that you don't have to be renewing every month or so that it will not expire. So you are going to click continue without account.
Right.
Yeah. And then when you now come to the screen that is showing you, you are going to create new host. Let me show you how to do it. All right, so look at it. This is new host here.
Okay.
All right. So you come here and you say new. In fact, let me delete all. So that. Oh, so delete, remove. Now I'm left with nothing. So this is what you would see, brand new. All right. These are other SSH agents. All right, but don't be distracted. What we want to do now is create a host. Host means the remote server that we want to connect to. This is our SSH client for connecting to remote system. All right, so we'll come here and say new host. All right, what is the IP address of this remote host, this South African host, this Nigerian host that we want to connect? So let's quickly go to cloud. And then that EC2 that we created earlier on, look at the EC instances. So click here. Which of them do we want to connect to? Let's take, let's say this one, for example. All right. And you see, if I haven't checked that box, and then if I come here, I'm going to see public IP address. So I copy the public IP address of the server that I want to connect. And then I go back to my SSH client and I put the public IP address. All right, that is done. What name do I want to call it? Label this. So let's call it cloud server connection, for example. Right. And then let's refer to the notes. So in the notes, I've shown you here that you click new host, and then you put your, this is where we are now. I hope you can see. All right, we'll put the IP address. Look at the other two things you should do in addition to putting the IP address. So we'll come to SSH, I'll put EC2 user there. All right, so let's quickly go there. Where's SSH? Look at it. So username. When you ask the system, who am I? Who did it tell you you were? You are EC2 user. You are working as EC2. All right, two down, want to go. We provided the IP address, we provided our username. The last we want to provide now is our key pair. This is where the key pair becomes important. All right, so for key pair, what are we going to do? We are going to say set a key. All right, we'll come here. Under password, we take key. All right, so we'll come here. All right, so look at it, set a key. So come here. Look at these many keys. Can I delete this so that it doesn't confuse? Okay, this is not the place to delete. Let me not take it. So I come here. Let me do it one more time. So I provided a set key. All right. So I click set key. I say new key. Where's my key? Oh, I don't even know. So I go to import my key. Remember that I downloaded my key to download folder, and the name of my key is teju.10. So I click teju.10 and I say open. That is it. And then I say save. So this way I have presented my key at teju.10. So that's it. We're done.
Can you repeat that, the key pair side again?
Yeah, that's
Please.
why I went there like 3 times. Okay, let's do it one more time. So for the key, after I provided my username, I come to password. I say set a key.
Mm,
And I say new key.
mm,
And I say import key from my download folder.
okay.
Whatever it brings me, I look for my download folder.
Mm.
And I'm going to find my key pair that I downloaded when I created it. Don't delete it, it must be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
You take that one and you say open. You extract the key. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now you are ready to connect from your laptop. All of this is happening on your laptop to that remote server. To do that, you are going to come back here and you are going to double click this connection. And it will ask you, are you sure you want to connect? You say yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer in cloud, but we are now connected to that server.
Mm.
You will now do ls -l. Everything that we did earlier on our South African server, we are able to access. It's the same server. We are just connecting to it from outside of this SSD. All right. Wherever the server is anywhere in the world, once you have those 3 parameters, you'll be able to connect to that server, provided you have permission.
Sorry,
Right.
I noticed.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I noticed that my own option didn't give me the option to skip the registration for the terminals.
What time is okay? And you are using Windows?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Did you check properly?
Okay,
Did you
maybe
look
I'll uninstall that and see if I can reinstall the Windows one. But I actually downloaded Windows.
Okay.
Didn't give me the option to skip, but that's just maybe I'll try it on my computer.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Actually, you may be right, but just make sure you download from this particular URL.
Okay, that URL.
It will work. Oh, it's not as if it will not work. It's just that it may expire after a while. After 1 month. After 1 month.
Okay, if I register it. Okay. All right, no problem.
Sorry, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
You know we are running the server is running.
Yes.
What if maybe the company you are trying to remote that they stop on the server is not running?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can start the server, or we need to get the server running before we can log in?
Yes. You cannot connect to a server that is not running. So the server has to be running. But in fact, let us do it. Let us terminate the server now that is running. You know, so from here now we are connected to the server, right?
Yes.
Now let us go to cloud. Let us say our boss are factors, and then they are, would they even know? So they came here and then they terminated the server. Terminate. That's how to terminate server, by the way. So that server is dead now. If you refresh, it's shutting down. Your question is, a server that is shut down, that does not exist, are we still able to connect to it? Look at it. Session closed. So you can no longer do it. I'm pressing enter and it's not able to respond. So
okay. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
So that means the server has to be on for us to be on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The server has to be on for you to be able to have a link, a connection to it. Otherwise, all right. So now that we've terminated that server, let us use another server to continue on. So luckily we have another server. So let us come back here. Let us refresh. We see that this server is no longer available. So let us work with this server. All right, this one. So we'll take the IP address of this server, and then we'll go back to our terminals, and then we'll say host, and then we'll reconfigure this one by saying we are no longer working with that server, we are now working with this server. It will save by itself. We'll now double click and say add. It should have connected us to the new. All right, so you see where it is useful to have a single, if we had a different key pair, would have gone through the trouble of having to change that key pair as well. But because we use the same key pair, so we didn't have to change it. And I'm not sure you got that, but don't worry. It's only the first day. Hey, no. I've used a different key pair. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go back there. Because I use a different key pair, I'll not be able to connect. Look at that. It's error.
Okay.
So that's not the same key pair I'm trying to use. So let's close that. I messed things up. Okay. It was a different host, luckily for us. Or the different connection I was trying to do. Okay. But for this one, we're just going to close it. And then, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question. Did I? Yeah. Any question before we continue?
So, sir, the key pair cannot be used like if I open two, what's it called, like two of this page, and I want to use the
Yeah,
same.
you can open multiple terminals at the same time. Yes, you can use your key pair. The same key pair.
Same key pair, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to do that many times as we advance in the file. All right. So for now, let's come back to learning Linux commands. So let's come here. ls-l. What do we have? Print working directory. ls-l. Oh, okay. We lost the server where we had that. Okay, let's quickly repeat what we did last time. So by way of solution, make directory trainees, then directory. Give me what we have. ls-l. Then directory to trainee. What do we have here? ls-l. Nothing. Make directory. Then do. And then ls-l. Of course, schedule is here. Change directory to schedule. All right. And then what do we have in schedule? Nothing, because it's branding. Okay. Make directory in schedule. Call it to do. All right. I don't need to check what we have. So let me just change directory to do. Then ls-l. I already know there's nothing there. Make directory on inside to and call it tire. And then what do we have? cd tire and so on and so forth. So what am I now in all of this? I'm inside tire, which is inside to which is okay. Take me straight to the root directory. cd slash. Right? ls-l. This is the root directory with all of these there. Right? Let's begin to move step by step towards the top directory. cd. Okay. We can actually do it once. I can do cd. That one did not let me copy and paste, but here, this is my laptop. I have complete control over my laptop. This is allowing me to do. All right. This is the beauty of it. All right.
Sorry, then you are in a cloud, you can copy. Is it by policy or permission that you can copy?
No, it's nothing serious. Don't take that too serious. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. You'll be working from here almost all of them. Nobody will give you access to cloud before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Actually, you can copy if I wanted to configure it. I didn't configure it to copy. Now, let us learn to create files. Now we know how to create directories. Let us learn to create files. And by the way, let me quickly look at the commands and make sure I'm not jumping anything. We just talked about different distributions of Linux. There's Red Hat Linux, there's Fedora, there's Debian, there's open source. Of these ones, you don't really need to. Ubuntu is the most popular I'll be using, but for now we're using Red Hat. There are about 600 different distributions of Linux. All right. So when we say root directory, that is the meaning. All right. So for now, we are learning to navigate directories. We know how to use the command print working directory. We know the meaning of slash. Mute yourself, please. If that noise, background noise is from you. We know the meaning of ls-l. We know the meaning of CD. We know the meaning of CD slash. We know the meaning of CD dot, CD dot dot, and so on. And then make directory, remove directory, remove. The next thing I want to show you now is how to remove directory. Before I now show you how to create files. All right. So once we do how to remove directory, we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to create files and put them inside. All right. So this directory that we created, ls-l, print working directory. All right. So we're in tire, right? So to remove the directory tire, the command is remove directory. Yeah. Because we can only remove the directory on top before we remove the directory below. If we say remove directory tile, it will say I cannot remove the directory tile because right now I'm inside the directory tile. I cannot remove a directory when I'm inside the directory. In order to remove directory, the first thing to do is to ensure that I am not inside the directory. So I'm going to say cd dot dot. So I am outside of Iona. I'm now inside Tulu. Now I can remove the directory. The command to remove directory title is remove directory. Yeah. If I press enter, tile is gone. If I do ls minus tile is no longer there. All right, to remove directory Tolu, you'll be cd dot dot. Then if I do ls minus l, Tolu is still there. To remove directory Tolu will be remove directory Tolu. And then if I now do ls minus l, Tolu is gone. All right, so where are we? Print working directory. I'm inside Teju. Who can help me remove the directory? Teju.
cd dot dot
CD space dot dot. Thank you. And then what?
rm, that is remove directory.
Directory.
Teju.
Teju. All right. Awesome.
Yep.
So ls minus l will confirm that Teju is no longer there. All right. So who can help me remove the directory trainings?
cd dot dot.
CD space dot
Space
dot.
dot dot.
Yeah. Remove directory.
Training.
So remove directory.
Yeah.
This is the PowerShell equivalent. So remove directory. Okay. Awesome. Now, let's teach you one more thing. So do you have any directory to practice with ls minus print working directory? No directory to practice. Okay, let's quickly create directory. Make directory and call it what? Test one. Easy test one. All right. ls minus print working directory. Now let's create another directory. Make directory test cd test 2. Make directory test 3. cd test 3. ls minus l. Nothing inside print working directory. Test 3 on top, test 2 on top, test. Now, actually, it is possible. The way we just learned was you cannot remove this directory while you are there. Well, let me show you one more thing. I can do cd dot dot will take me to where? Test 2. Then I can do slash dot dot on the same line, which means it will take me to test 1. I can actually do slash dot dot on the same line, which means it will take me 3 steps to EC2. If I press enter, I'm actually in print working directory, EC2 user. All right, so that's how this works. Now, if I attempt to remove the directory, remove directory test 1, it's not going to work because test 1 is not empty. Inside test 1, you have test 2. Inside test 2, you have test 3. All right. However, I can do remove recursively test 1. All right. So instead of remove directory, I can use this command, remove recursively, remove -r. It means remove test 1. I know that it contains other directories and even files. In spite of that, remove it with the content. So I can use this, remove the first. Right? It's powerful. If there were many files inside one directory and many directories inside, like a tree, you cannot be going into each directory to remove the files one by one before you delete it. Right? And just say, you know what, remove everything. Remove recursive. All right, these are the commands you find very handy by the time you are into DevOps and you are working.
So test 2 and test 3 will still be there.
No, they are gone. Everything is
Everything.
gone. Yeah,
Okay.
you cannot have a test 2 and test 3 when their foundation is.
Okay.
You deleted test 1 along with everything inside. That's the meaning of
Okay.
it. Means delete with everything. All right. All right. Any questions?
So, sir, the RM space dash arrow, is it dash R or -R?
Yeah.
So can we? So there's no way we can use that to remove those directory one after the other.
It's either you remove the directory one after the other using this normal procedure. This is the way to remove directory one after the other.
Okay.
Or you say, I don't have that patience to be removing one after the other. Just remove everything. Or you
Everything. Okay.
Okay. So now let us create a file. Let us ls-l. What are we? Print working directory. Let's quickly create another directory so that will work inside that directory. Make directory kitchen. Send directory to kitchen. Nothing inside. All right. Yeah. All right. ls-l shows nothing inside. So let us create a file and call it food. There are many ways to create files. One way, the simplest way, is to say touch food, or maybe plantain as the food. Right? So we have created a file called plantain by the command. If we now do ls-l, we are going to see that inside the directory kitchen, we have a file called plantain. Right? You can also say touch another file and call it bread. Right? So if we now do ls-l, we see that we have two files, one bread, one plant. Touch file 3. Yet we have another file, ls-l. So that is one way to create file by simply doing touch. It means create an empty file, a file that has nothing inside. This 0 means that there is nothing, 0 bytes of character inside the file. Then we say touch and call it my file dot text. All right, it simply means create an empty file and name the file my file dot text. That it is empty does not mean that it's not a file. It's a file, but it's just so that it contains nothing. If we do ls-l, we have a file called my file dot text. Okay. Now, let me put something inside this file so that you see how we can put a text. By the way, all of the text we are talking about here, they are text files. We're not talking about CorelDRAW, video. We're just talking about simple text. Remember that when you are working here, you are not working on your Windows laptop. You are working on a server that is managing thousands of subscribers. in the network. So the concept here is network administration, not as an end user. You are the engineer, and this is your engine room. Yeah. Okay. So to add content to a file, one way to do it is to say echo. This is a demo, right? In quote, and put it inside my file.txt. So this command means put this content. This is a demo inside this file. You can press enter now, and I do ls-l. We are going to see that previously it contains 0, but now it contains 50 characters. I mean 15 characters. All right. I want to find out, oh, what is the content of this file? What does it contain? I'm going to do cat my file.txt. Cat my file.txt means show me the content of the text content of this. If I press enter, it's going to show me that this file contains the text. This is the demo. And that is exactly what I asked. All right. Okay, so let's test it. So what does this tell us? This tells us that there are 4 files inside the current directory we are working from. And this current directory is a working directory, which is inside the CTUs. Who can help me create an empty file called sugar?
Touch space sugar.
Thank you. All right. How do I know the content of sugar? I mean, how do I know what is contained in this?
Cat.
First of all, cat ls-l. First of all, there is a file called sugar.
Yeah.
So cat sugar is thank you. But right now it's showing that there is nothing inside sugar. So I want to put the content. My sugar is sweet. I want to put it inside that file sugar. It will be echo sugar is sweet intro. So I put that sign, the file sugar. And if I now do cat, by the way, by pressing my up arrow key, I can bring up all of the commands that we have been using since. So I don't really need to be typing all that. I can just look for the command, last command, and then I'll just press it on. Add sugar, that's what I'm looking. All right. So this time it's telling me that I have that one. Correct. Thank you. So up arrow key. You know the up arrow key on your. As a matter of fact, you can use another command called history to show all the commands that you have been using. All right. So here it gives you an idea of how many commands you have learned today. You have used the command clear, ls-l, pwd, make directory, change directory. Are you still copying everything, still clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just history. History gives you all the.
Yes, the list of the commands that we've entered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then to clear it, how do you? Is it CL? Or what do you use to clear it again?
Clear, clear, C-L-E-A-R. Will clear the screen. It doesn't clear the list.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so far so good. Let's take a short break, 15-minute break. Come back and continue to learn commands. We'll be done with Linux in 2 weeks. Before we used to do Linux in 1 month. So starting from your set, we are doing Linux in 2 weeks. So before we used to do it for 2 hours per day, but now we are doing 3 hours per day. All of this is just to make room for the new course that we just introduced for your set, which is Microsoft Azure. All right, so since you are coping fine, no problem, we'll just continue to learn. All right, so let's take 15 minutes break, and then we'll come back. And do I have the break URL here? So by the way, have you observed, no, you may not have observed that in this note, I've also given you introduction to network, to LAN. So I've explained what is local area network, what is wide area network, the concept of basic LAN in a corporate environment compared to non-corporate, the concept of enterprise networks that we talked about in the first class. All of this is just an introduction to IT. Network infrastructure, what do we mean by that? Although you are not really expected, nobody will ask you questions, but it's a good idea to know the place of routers. You still do all of this too in AWS, but not as physical devices, as virtual devices. Right? So if you take your time to learn about, oh, what is this concept of virtualization instead of doing Google, it gives you a good idea of, okay, this is what will come before we now start properly to learning.
Sir, are you going to give us this?
This note, yes, you paid for it.
Okay.
You paid a whole $1,000. So yeah, you deserve it. So we're not just paying for, the cost, you're actually paying for the material inside this note, which is like your toolbox as far as Linux is concerned. And every course has its own material that will be useful almost forever and ever, because the materials were especially, the content was especially tested, verified to work in all environments. And yes, you have a couple of this. All right, let me quickly look for, yeah, I can let you start your own break now. Let me look, I'll put a clock for you so that you know when it comes.
How many minutes?
It will be 15 minutes from now.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me put that clock. Control home. Yeah. That's control.
All right, guys, welcome back.
Yeah, we are here.
Right here.
Okay, so in our cloud, that is terminated. We have only 2 live Linux servers, and we are connected to one. So let's continue with 5. All right, so we have learned how to create empty and how to put content into that file. If we do ls -l, then we cut sugar, and then let's sugar is sweet, but what? But whatever. So to add something else, it will be let's see, we'll look for that last one. We want to add sugar is sweet, but okay, to add that, if we just put this, it will replace what we have it. So we do that, and then we say cat sugar now. You see, it did not add but, it just replaced the whole content. All right, so let's bring it back to what it was. This is what it was. All right, so yeah. So what we wanted to do actually was to append this. So the difference is we now put 2 lines, which means do not replace, add this content to what was there. If you now say cat sugar, you're going to see that it's added but. Right? So double sign to append the new content, and single sign to replace the old content. Okay, so other ways to create files, text file, are VI. VI is a text editor. If you say VI, what's the name of the file you want to create? Let's just call it our test file 1. All right. So if you do that, it brings you into this environment. So to create a text file here, we press letter I for insert. Can you see this insert here?
Right.
Yeah. So it means that whatever we type now, whatever we type now will be, all right. It's a text editor. This is what text editor. All right. You know, whatever. And then once you are done typing, you've created your file. You want to press escape, write, which means save this file, quit, and then exit, and then back. Once you do that, and you are back to your shell, your CLI. You now do ls-l, you are going to see the new file that we just created, our text file. And we cut our text file that we want, we're going to see exactly what it was while you were in here. So VI is another way to create text file. Let's use VI one more time to create a new file to edit our existing file. And after we edit it, and say, there were mistakes here. So we press letter I for insert, and then we remove the space, and then we say, oh, this is not Western. So we edit. That's the meaning of edit. And then we say, when we are done, we simply type escape, then what? Escape, quit, right, quit. All right, so we'll finish editing. So we'll do exactly that. Escape, right, quit, right? If we now do cat again, we are going to see that we have now edited the old content. And this is what we want. So VI is a text editor for creating and editing text file. And by the way, Linux is always about text file. It's never about using Linux to draw something like this. It's always about configuration files. Configuration files are in text form. And by the way, you can say, okay, let me copy, you can copy all of this. And then you create Ctrl+C, you create a new file, and you say VI, another file .text. And then you paste what you copy by right-clicking. You copy, you right-click. And then once you are done, quit. And then that's it. So if you now say cut another file .text, you have exactly what you copy. All right, so did you see how to create files with VI?
Yes, I can say, but I have a question.
Okay.
Like maybe maybe someone send a document to me to Word, and I
Okay.
want to put in a text. Is it possible to just copy the file and paste it in the?
We just did that. We just copied
I mean,
from.
you copy the content. I'm just saying maybe send it to I want to copy a file from the Word from my local machine.
Okay, so you want to copy it and do what with it?
I want to paste it in the VI, like.
Yeah, but that was what we just did now. We just copied from Microsoft Word and we pasted in
No,
VI.
I mean, when we want to go to document, we go to document.
Okay, you are copying the file like this.
Yes, is it
And then you are
possible
not
like
copying. It will not work like that because you are not
Okay.
copying the content.
Okay.
So if
That's
your
what-
question is, can you copy content? Yes, but
Yeah.
if you are taking, you can save this file as it is in Linux, but Linux has no PDF unless, of course, you want to turn it to that level to open. You see the difference now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if the question is, can Linux save, even though Linux is not for PDF, not for video, not for Microsoft Word document, at least can it save? Can it be a file server for all those kind of files? Definitely yes. That is what Linux is. And save all kinds of files, but it's not for editing all kinds of. Yes. So at some point in this training, you are going to create a Linux file, a Linux server for saving files, another Linux server for saving database, another Linux server for as a web server, and so on and so forth. So right now we're just learning the basic tools.
Okay.
Sorry, taking you back to VI. So VI is also used for creating files, right? And editing files. Hello?
Hello?
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
We
Can
lost
hear you.
connection.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, I think he
Oh,
lost his connection there.
I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. It's on the system again. Yeah, it's not there again.
It's not here.
Let me message him on WhatsApp.
No.
I think it's back now.
Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm back. So
Welcome back.
yeah,
Sorry, I was asking a question if that VI taking you back, whether it's used for creating files and editing files as well.
yes, that's what it's used for.
It was a little bit confusing for me to navigate through the VI, I don't know, to edit it and things like that.
Can you see my notes?
No, sir, it's not showing up.
Let me see. All right, can you see my note now?
Yes.
Yes.
So you do VI, then the name of the file. Any name, VI my file. Then when you get into VI, you press the letter I to start typing. Can you try that now?
Modify, then press I to start. Okay, okay. To start typing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then when you are done typing, press escape.
Escape, then
Colon.
colon WQ, then apostrophe.
Bang, not apostrophe.
Bang, sorry.
The letter 1, the exclamation.
Exclamation, sorry.
All right, so did that work now?
Yes.
All right, so another file editor in Linux is Nano. So let's try the Nano. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, oh. Because of internet. Let's quickly go to our cloud and see what's in AWS.
And again, I want to ask a question. Does the IP address change? Like, is it like DHCP address that change, or it doesn't change for server?
Changes. Changes. We'll talk about that when we get to cloud.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do the power loss disconnected. So let's quickly edit. I'm not sure what we had before. Control V. So let's start a new session. And then we'll now double click. Authentication field. Fine. I'm just going to start up a new system. Edit host. Oh, it's a wrong one. That's a wrong key. It's not the key we use, so we use Teddy. All right, so Teddy is, yeah, now let's go set a double click. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. So Nano is another key. So it will be ls minus l, cd kitchen, ls minus l. These are the files we located. So Nano, what is the name of the file I want to create now? Let's call it chicken. All right. So it brings us into this editor. All right. Unlike VI, where we have to press I before we start typing, here we just start typing. Right. This is more like Notepad. All right, so we're done typing. What do you want to say? Can you see this?
Sorry, how did you enter that prompt? Did Nano, did G and you?
I'll do it one more time. So can you see what I'm doing now? What I'm highlighting?
Yeah, write out.
Write out. So that means save. So to save, we're going to do Control O. So Control O, press Enter, I saved. And then to exit, I look at it here. Control X. So Control X. All right,
Okay.
so I'm done. So to go into that, I simply typed Nano Chicken.
So the name of the file is chicken, but
Yeah.
Nano is a way of saying notepad or something.
Nano is the text editor. Yeah, like Notepad.
Text editor. Okay.
Okay, another text editor.
So if I say Nano file 12.txt now, it takes me in there. I type what I want here. And then once I'm done, I do Control O, I say save, and then Control F. If I do ls -l, all of the files are here. So we'll create a student.
Sorry, sir. Maybe I met this file in here and it was used to, it was created by VI. Can I edit it by using
definitely.
Nano?
So for example, this one was created by VI, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can use Nano. Correct. We can use any of the text editors to correct any text file. It doesn't matter whether it was created. Okay. So yes. Because where we copy something very large. Then we can now say, no, remove that space. Remove that space. Or delete that one. You see, it's working. Then once we are done, we say save. Control O. Enter. And then we'll click Control O. We have a detailed written. All right.
Okay, so if we want to view that Nano file, we just type in Nano chicken again, or cat. Okay.
Cat.
Okay, cat.
Cat chicken.
Cat
Yeah,
chicken.
cat chicken. Yeah.
But one more question is, after you created a Nano file, if you check your ls-l, does it show as part of the files in the directory?
Look at it. Yes, it should.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right, so these are the three. Another one is Vim, but Vim and VI, no difference. Vim, what other file do you want now? Fruits. All right, it's just like VI. In fact, there's no difference. Vim is just a later version, improved version of VI. This is the same as VI. All right, escape. I lost connection again.
No, you just, I think you instead of typing escape, you mistype.
Oh, okay. At least we are here. So escape, quit bang. All right. So that is what I meant by there are three files editor: VI, Vim, and Nano. And we have just seen how to use each of them to create. All right. Should we go on? Let us learn more commands, how to copy file from one place to another, and so on and so forth. All right. Okay, let's do it. So let's come back here, and then we do clear ls-l. We have all of these files. What do we want to do with them? Let us create another directory and call it cd.dot. print working directory. Let's call it bed, make directory, bedroom. Let us copy all these files from kitchen to bedroom. All right. So to do that, we'll go back to kitchen, because if we do ls minus l, the files are not here. So let's go back to kitchen, ls minus l. Yes, the files are here now. We'll copy. Okay, let's even start by copying one file. To copy one file, the command is cp, which means copy. Copy the file bread, copy bread to bedroom. All right. So bedroom, who can tell me where bedroom is? Bedroom is in the path home, EC2, user, bed. This is the correct path to bedroom. Do you understand? Hmm? You know how I got this pattern. So if I do that, it has been copied to bedroom. But how did I get bedroom? So cd dot dot, for example, ls minus l, cd bedroom, print working directory. Look at bedroom. This is the path to get to bedroom. You must be coming from the root. Then you, when you get to this junction, you go into home. From home, you branch your left to EC2 user, and then you find a door at the end of the corridor, and then you enter. That is the bedroom. So this is the pathway, the path name of bedroom. So this was what I copied and give you here. So say copy bread from this current place to this place, send it to this. And was it done? Let's see if it was done. So right now I'm in bedroom. I know I'm in bedroom because it's showing me. If I do ls minus l, yes, bread was actually copied. All right. So can we go back here? I'll navigate back to this directory, kitchen, cd dot dot, and then don't let that be too complex for you. Let's take it to that. cd dot dot, ls minus l, cd kitchen, ls minus l. All right, we're here now. So can help me copy chicken from kitchen to bedroom? Copy chicken. What's the path name to bedroom? Where's the address of bedroom?
So root directory, home, slash EC2.
Yeah. So I've highlighted here. So I just highlight that, and then I come here and I right click. You just copy. I don't need to see Control C to copy. No, I just select it, and then I go where I want it. I just right click. All right, but you're right. That's it. If I press enter now, chicken is copied. Okay. All right. So how do we leave the kitchen and go to bedroom? We can do that by doing CD. Again, we can just, they take me straight to bedroom. I select. All right. I right click here. So I'm in bedroom. I do ls minus l. It's going to show me that chicken that was copied. All right, let's do one more file. Clear. Well, let me not clear because it's into. So to go to kitchen, I can actually do cd dot dot one step to EC2, and when you get there, take me to kitchen. All right, so I can use that command. First of all, move one step back, and then from there, take me to. Well, I need to know where these things are. They are not. They are not. It is my understanding of where the directories are that is directing me on what command to. Anyway, we're in kitchen now. To prove to you ls minus l, look at all of the cabinets in the kitchen. You can help me copy the file planting.
CP plantain.
Okay.
Then we go to the home directory.
Okay. So
Root.
it's better to just copy it. Will you have it anywhere?
Yeah.
Right there. Thank you. And that's it. Correct. So you know how now you have seen how to copy file from one directory to another directory, from one folder to another folder.
Right.
Okay.
Let's quickly copy. Let's quickly create a.
I have one question. Sorry.
Okay. Yes.
This cd space / kitchen. Were you going back? Were you going back to a different folder? Friend.
So yeah, what do you think this means?
Yeah, that's going back one step.
And then when you get to that one step, what do you do?
Then you get into the the kitchen folder. Okay.
So that is like this. As I say, so we're in a root, which is slash. Then from there we go to home, and then from home we go to EC2 user, and then from EC2 user we created a kitchen, and on the same level we created a bed. We are saying, so from here we are saying CD, go one step back, and then when you get to that step back, from there go to kitchen.
Okay. So almost like two commands in one.
Exactly, two commands in one. So this CD space dot, and then once you complete that part, you now do CD. So to move from this place to this place is CD dot. To move from that place to that place is CD dot. So if we were here and we needed to move straight from here to this place, what would the command be?
CD dot.
CD root.
Okay, CD root.
All right. So that is it. Okay, so that's it. So let's come back here. Yeah. So let's create another folder. cd.ls-l. But let us remove the bedroom and everything inside. How do we remove? You know, there are many files inside bedroom. Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My internet was okay. So the bedroom and every content inside, we can remove everything at once by doing remove recursively. Remove -r bedroom. It's not for the me. Yeah, we already know that. All right. So if we do ls -l now, bedroom and all of its content is gone. Let's quickly make another directory and call it living. Of course, it's a new directory, not inside. Let's copy everything in kitchen to living room. Where's living room? cd living room, print working directory. So that is the pathway to living room. All right. Yeah. Good. So let's go to kitchen. cd dot then kitchen. We're in kitchen now. Let's find out there. Look at all the files. To copy all of the files in the kitchen, the command is copy everything in current directory. That's how to write it. The star means everything. The wildcard. Copy everything inside this current directory. Inside this directory where we are in now. What directory are we in? Copy everything in the kitchen directory. To where? To
Living room.
living room. So we'll take the path name to living room. Then we'll write question. So everything is copied. Even if there were 700 files, all of them will be copied. If we go back to living room by doing CD, we just take this straight away. And then we say ls minus l to c. Is that all of the files? All right.
Copy dots / steps.
These are things you'll be doing on a daily basis: copying files, moving files, creating directory, cleaning up demands by deleting directories, removing, All right, so now we have learned how to copy. All right, and then we have learned copy recursively is similar to remove recursively. All right. Okay. So let's copy directory. Let's copy the whole kitchen. All right, let's go, or the whole living room. Let's copy the whole living room, your own living room, to your neighbor's living room. Let's copy. So let's create another
Directory.
Let's do, yes, another directory, but not inside your living room. Let's get out of your living room. And then where are we? Print working directory. When EC2 ls minus l. Let's make directory and call it another living room. All right. So now let's go to your own living room and create and make. In fact, let's not do that. Let's not do that. It defeats what I want to show you. Let's quickly remove the directory we just created. Remove directory, another living room. All right. So what I want to do is create another living room and put all of the content of this living room. So I'm just going to say copy recursively. That is this living room and everything inside. That's what recursive means. Copy recursively living room with everything inside. All right. And then call it another living room. All right. So what does it mean? Copy this content, this whole content with everything inside, into somewhere else and label that somewhere else another living room. If I now do ls minus l, I'm going to see that I have another living room, which will contain exactly the content of. It's the same thing. I just changed the name. Nothing. You see that it contains 169 characters, just like this one contains 169 characters. So this is how to make a copy, not just of a file, but of an entire directory by using the minus r. All right.
So
yeah.
C minus the CP dash minus R, is it the same thing as when we want to copy like every file? Same thing like the dots
Yes.
/
Not exactly. This one minus r means everything inside, but slash just means everything you are seeing. So this is used mostly when you are copying directory, because there are always files inside directory.
Okay.
Do you get that? So star means everything, like you are saying. It's similar, but not exactly the same. Copy all files. But this one says copy this directory and everything inside the directory. Directory is not always as simple as
file.
Let me show you. Even though we are just, let me remove. So directory is not always as simple as you have a directory, then you have no, not appreciated. Directory is not always as simple as you have the root directory, then you now have this directory, and then you now have this files inside the directory. No. Directory could be as complex as you from the root directory, you have this directory, you now have all of these directories inside this directory, and inside this directory, you now have these 3 directories, and these 3 directories now have these files inside. So use -r to say copy the entire -r at this point, the entire directory. Without the -r, it will be copying only the directory. What -r says, and the whole tree structure inside the directory, copy everything together. But the other one just meant everything you have seen in this directory, which are usually 5. In fact, let me just simplify it. CP star means copy of files, whereas CP -r means copy or copy the directory with all its content. Does it make sense? Copy directory, which is the same thing as folder, with all its content. You want me copy all the files you see. All right, don't worry, when you use them 2-3 times, you'll make more. Okay, so what was it I wanted to show you? Okay, so let me show you how to use a tar command. So let's create many files. Let's create 25, for example. This is a command to create many files at once. Ctrl+C, and then come here, clear the screen. What are we? Print working directory. ls-l. We are done with all of this. Let's remove everything. So to remove all of the content here, I'm going to say remove recursively everything in current directory. Remove recursively everything. Everything is fine. All right. All right. So now I'm using both of them together. So it tells you it's not exactly the same. I'm using both of them. All right. So that deleted everything. All right. So if I do ls-l now, there is nothing inside. Okay. Now let me show you how to create. There's this command. Sorry. So what's that command? So Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. What does this command do? In fact, let's say 20. All right, ls-l. It created 20 text files. So the command says touch from file 1 all the way to file 20 and label it .text. So it created file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file, and so on, also file 20. So it's a simple, it's a fast way to create multiple files. All right, let's -l. Print working directory. No, I did not want to create them here. Let me create a folder and create them inside a folder. I don't want to mess up this living room where everybody works. EC2 is a general place. So let me quickly make directory for GD. Yeah? So that let us move all of these files away from the living room to GD's room. So the command is move. You know, copy will leave a copy behind, but move will move the file. Move all files. How do I say all files? All files in current directory. I don't know how to say it. Okay. Are you learning too many commands already? Should you relax? Are you still following?
Yes, we are here with
We
you.
are following.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right
So
now.
move all of these files in the current directory to where?
to GD.
GD here. And GD happens to be in the current directory. So we are going to say again current directory GD. Yeah, confusing. Move from current directory cannot move. Move. Oh, okay. I see. Am I inside GD?
You're inside
You are
GD.
in the root. You are not inside GD now.
Okay,
just
so
create.
I'm in the I'm in the
Because you
current
just
directory.
created a GD now.
So you are not in GD.
Okay, so let's see what I'm doing wrong here. So
PW
let's do move all files from here to current directory GD. Yeah, that should have worked. What's going on? Okay, so ls minus l. Okay, so move all files. Okay, let me leave that. Move all files to what's the pathway to GD? Home user EC2 user EC2 user. Okay, so yeah, move. Cannot move this to GD subsidiary of itself. Okay, so print working directory. I'm an EC2 user. And what do I have here? Oh, I'm sorry. Where are my files? That means they already moved. Let's see. So CD GD.
No, you put at the back of the CD.
Okay. CD GD. All right, so I'm in GD now. ls minus l. Yes, the file moved. So what was it telling us, Rob? The file worked anyway. I mean, the command worked. All right, so that way we messed up the living room earlier on, because that's a general place for everybody to work. And now we have moved everything to this GD. All right, so GD is a new staff. And these are the files that he needs to go through to be able to understand what we do in this company, about the process, about the company policy. Now we just employed a new staff, Harry. Harry needs this file. In fact, Harry is under GD. So, but these files have become heavy. So it's not too, okay. Let's talk less, let's just do it. So this is GD now, GD with all of these files. Let us create a directory for this new guy, but not inside GD. So let GD go back to the general place, which is the home directory of the current user. So it's going to be cd ... Yes, that is the sign. This sign is called tilde. It means the home directory of the user that is currently logged in. Who is logged in right now? EC2 user. So this is EC2 user's home directory. And anyone that logs into this system to use this system is working as EC2 user until later when you begin to learn how to create user specifically, everybody is working at EC2. So that's why I say it's a general place. So now from this general place, let us make a directory for Henry. So we'll say make directory and all right. So if we do ls minus l, we have Henry directory.
GD.
Yes. All right. So let us go into GD now and move all of these files to Henry. So cd GD ls minus l, look at the file. But we are not going to move these files just like this. We are going to put all of these files together as one file and move it as a single file. To do that, we are going to say tar minus tvf All right. Let's give it any name. Tar files dot tar. So tar minus CVS, every file, all files in current directory. Okay, so we already know that. That means all files in current directory. So what does this command say? It means copy all of the files inside this current directory, this is the current directory we're in. Copy all of the files inside here and save them in a single file and name that file tar. All right, so that's the command we have. Right. So tar minus CVF, then file name, ensure that the file name ends with .tar, with tar. Copy all files, and then save them in current directory. Okay, we're missing that. Let's try this. I'm not sure. Okay, that worked. You work? Well, that's wonderful. No. Okay. All right. So the right command is it's not time for experimenting. So that's the right command. So tar minus CVF and call it any name, but make sure it ends with tar, and then put that dot in front, which means current directory. All right. So if you do that and you do ls minus l, you are going to see that that file was actually created. All right, just like you said, it should be created. And what is the content of the file? The content of the file is all of this file together. Is what is tied together inside here. Let's prove it to you. All right, so now let us copy this single file now over the network to Henry. There's going to be copy, copy, or even move this file that we just created now to where? Henry. Where is Henry? Henry is in home EC to as the full path for home. All right, so if we now say cd ... then Henry, we're inside here. And if we do ls minus l, that is the file there. All right. Now, to tar means to tie together. To tar. Now let us untar. Let us unbundle. It means to bundle. Just like you are buying from Amazon and they put all of these articles you are buying inside a package, a carton, and bundle it and send only that carton to you. All right. So with the carton and the package, the full package has been delivered. Now let us untar. Let us open the package so that we'll get the content of the package. The command to do that, since the package has arrived at Henry, is tar minus. Last time we said CVF. But this time, instead of CVF, instead of the C, which means copy, we're now going to say X, which means extract. XVF. XVF what? This file.
Extra.
Yeah. All right. If we do that now, and we now do ls minus l, we're going to see that all of the 20 files that were originally packed inside this packet are now extracted. We have. All right, so this is particularly useful when you want to want to transfer like 30, 40 files over the internet to a different server. All right, you don't just, I mean, it's just, the best example is the example of package that we just talked about. They are buying 15 items from Amazon. They will not just be sending them one. It's not effective. We package all of the 15 items in one carton, pack, wrap it, and send it to you, and then you unpack it. So this is the way to do it. All right. So now you know how to tar. That's the word. To tar files, send them, and untar them when you have received them. Question? Did you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, that tar command, can you scroll up a little bit?
Scroll up, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, tar minus civil create, okay. Then the untar, what was
The untar is the same thing, except that this one turns to X. You remove this field.
X, okay.
X for extra.
Then just to take you a little bit back, the touch for creating 20 files is touch,
Yeah.
then brackets.
Yeah, the commands are already in the node. Just copy from it. Can you see it?
Yeah, okay, dot file, okay.
Yeah.
Text, okay.
File, then curly brackets 1, then 2 dots, then the range from 1 to 10. That's what it's on. You want it
Curly
from 1 to
bracket,
100.
curly brackets, touch.
Yeah.
So
File.
the tar is kind of like zip we use in normal PC,
Like
right?
zip.
Like what?
Like the zip.
Yes. Yes,
using
that's what
normal
it does. Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the equivalent of zip for Windows. So Windows uses zip, but Linux will use tar. As a matter of fact, that knowledge will help you, because when you see so many files and they are saying some of them are for Linux, some of them are for Windows, because you know that Windows uses zip, you'll be able to identify the Linux file, because those ones will end with tar.
Yeah. All right.
All right. And then one more command to teach you. Yeah, we'll just do revision now. Don't worry. Anyway, we've done well so far. Let's not overload. We'll just do revision of whatever we are missing. And then next time we come to class, we'll just take a few of these and then we'll go to the next course, which is how to create user account and manage user. That we're no longer working with only EC2. We're now also working with another user. But before then, let's just go on. Anything you need us to revise? Or making directory, changing directory, removing file. Okay. All right. So once you are done practicing, please do not forget to return to your cloud environment here and ensure that even though it's a free account and you have free access to limited resources, in fact, limited access to some resources, you don't want to leave your server running. Otherwise, you would exhaust your 750 hours in 1 month within a few days, and you no longer have access to free server to become an AWS solutions architect. So what you want to do is come here and then go to terminate, instance state, terminate instance, and then you kill the server. So that way, you are no longer being billed while you are offline and sleep with your eyes closed. Otherwise, if you leave it running while you're not using it, within a few days, they'll send you bill. All right, so if I refresh this, I'll see that my server is shutting down. So like the question you asked earlier on, by the time I come back here, I'll see that my session is terminated because the server that I was connected to. Okay. So my server is done. All right, so if I close that and I say I want to start a new session, this IP address is gone. I'll have to go create a new EC2 instance, and then once it is running, I'll check it, and then I'll use the public IP address to start a new SSH session. I'll copy that. I will remove this IP address and put the new one. I don't have to click anything to save by itself. It will just auto save. And once it saves, provided that I'm using the same key pair, you see that? It tells you I'm not changing key pair every time, then I don't have to worry about changing that. I'll just come here and just delete it. And then I'll say auto continue. And then it will start a new SSH session with the new port. And then once I'm done with this, I go back. All right. So you now know how to set up server and cloud. After you have created your account, you log in. By the way, let me quickly log out here. And logging out, even when my server is still running, it means that even though I'm not connected, I'm still able. My server is up. I didn't shut it down. Even though I logged out of my cloud account, my server is still running, so I'm still being billed. Right? My meter is still counting. It is not all the time that you go to cloud to do stuff. You could just be working from here without going to cloud to do anything. Yet you are working in your cloud mode, like you would do when you start to work. Because your employer will not be terminating servers all the time, like we are terminating servers at Nena. Their servers will be permanently off. So you'll be working from here. Yes, the question.
I thought you terminated. Did you resume the server?
I terminated one, but we had one that was on. So I reconnected to that one.
So you reconnected, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to ask this question. The IP address, this 172.3, is it an IP address or just a server name?
This is an IP address, but it's a private IP address.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the private IP address of that server that we configured here. Meanwhile, this is the public IP address of the same server.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Let's quickly go back to cloud. And by the way, we can from here. Okay, let's log back in. Okay, so my 3 is still running. All right, so now what am I going to do? Okay, so we can actually come back here and then look at what session is going on, and then you can. Okay, there's a command called init 6. Init 6. Yeah. Okay, don't worry, you need to do sudo. Well, don't worry. Let's talk about that after I teach you what to do. Yeah, we've done well for one day. Let's not spoil it by making it complex. Any questions from you? Anything you need us to clear back? Everybody knows how to set up the machine, or do you need just to really go through that? It's cloud.
Okay, so that means when they they give you a project, or maybe your employer says, okay, are they going to specify the kind of server you should go into?
Yes, they are going to tell you what kind of server to set up. Or if the server is already set up, they are going to give you these 3 parameters to connect to the server, just like we did that. They'll give you the server IP address or the domain name, and then they will create a user account for you and give you your own user account, like we are going to do. And then they will give you
the key pair.
The key pair, otherwise called private key. So with those ones, you'll be able to connect to the server and then start the project.
Okay.
Yeah. in the days, in my own days as a trainee, just like you are here, when I learned these things and they would do, wow, these are these things work, I began to look for work immediately, just in the first class.
Mhm.
So I was deceived. I thought that because I had learned so much in one class, that was all there was to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's just the beginning. But important, but just the beginning.
Mhm.
So this is AWS, as you said earlier, is similar to Azure.
Yes,
Like some
AWS,
company
Azure.
use Azure.
Yes, some company use Azure, some use AWS, some use Google Cloud. Then a few will use a combination of two of them. But the most popular of them, out of every 10 companies, 4 will use AWS, and 1 or 2 will use
Azure.
Azure. Then the rest will scatter what they use amongst the other 100 cloud providers that are not so popular.
So the server to use will determine the CLI command to use. Like this one, we use Linux command.
It's always Linux.
Okay, even if we use Windows Server.
So the reason why in cloud is not to use Windows Server. So leave Windows Server for people who are in cloud to use Windows Server. You as engineers and as DevOps people, and for you, it's always Linux.
Okay.
Yes. So leave Windows Server to corporate people. And, cloud provides for everybody, but not for them.
Okay.
So that means corporate people don't mostly use the AWS cloud.
There is a service in AWS for corporate people, for corporate environment. So you can actually set up your own corporate environment instead of having physical servers in AWS cloud.
Okay.
Cloud has everything. You can actually set up even a whole communication company like MTN, like Retel, like even in cloud. Everything is here if you know what. So there's nothing that's not possible in cloud. Everything. Before you think somebody has already given. So yes, there's a corporate service. What's the name for it? That's the name. And then you can just set it to run like a corporate. Yeah. They can actually also now virtualize your corporate environment. So no wonder when you go to corporate environments now, they don't even have their servers running there anymore. They only have a terminal that connects to cloud. So whatever happens to their system over there, it doesn't matter. They are just terminal. They are not the real. The real things will be the cloud-based server that they are. Just like on our own laptops with Office 365 and other web-based services. You can afford to lose your laptop and not even just get another laptop, connect to the same latest info that you had on the laptop, because things no longer reside there locally. This is the same for corporate. All right, so yeah. So this will come to cloud here, EC2. Can look at EC2 dashboard. It tells us how many EC2 instances we have running currently. There's just one of them, right? And then somebody was talking about are the IP addresses dynamic? Yes, they're dynamic. Every time you start a new EC2 instance, it's a different IP address.
Okay.
However, if you now say, man, these IP addresses are changing all of the time, it means that every time I spin up an EC2, I'll come and change this IP address, I'll change this IP. Man, it's too much work. I want the IP address to be constant so I don't have to be changing IP addresses here and there. In that case, you assign an elastic IP to your interface or to your instance. That will no longer change. So elastic IP address will be the equivalent of static, of assigning static. Am I talking to everybody?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So will be the equivalent of assigning static IP address to your system. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about load balancers, about snapshot, auto scaling. These are just the basics about cloud. And by the way, irrespective of what, okay. So like I already mentioned at the inaugural session, employers don't pay you to come here and be using your mouse to click stuff, to do stuff. Very, it's the most inefficient way to do stuff. No, we're just, in any case, we are still coming here to learn how to use mouse to click around to do stuff, just so we understand it. But employers start to pay us for working in cloud for them when we can come to this environment to do exactly what we could have done on the console, on the graphic environment, what we could have done here. We are not doing it here using command. This is the work we do. And at the level of being able to work here using commands to achieve this stuff, I will now say, yes, we are IT people. Specifically, we are automation people, and we are not ready for system. So the point is, at the end of the day, after you have learned how to come here and how to navigate and you understand it, you still will not be ready for the job market because that's not what they are looking for. Understanding is good, or over 10. But until you are now able to, because what you will do here in 3 weeks, right?
Yes.
Maybe the first time you may spend 3 weeks or even 6 months to do it. But it should be automated so that next time you have the same task, it should not take you 30 minutes to do it. That automation is only applicable from the command line interface using script. You should be able to save everything you did the first time as code so that next time they need it, you just run the same thing as code from here. And all you do is just watch the things happening. And in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, everything is set. And even you'll be happy with yourself. And then once the code has issue and you're not able to get what you're not able to complete what you do, and then you use your understanding of this is my personal problem. You use your understanding of infrastructure as code, your understanding of YAML, of Kubernetes, of Ansible to fix the code, and then the code will now work, and then you just see that the thing that should have taken you weeks to do here, just by running the code here, everything is done. So this is where the CC got done. So this is what we're bringing you. At the end of, after all is said and done, unless you are stopping at Azure, unless you are lucky to get a job, which is very possible, after Azure, and then you just get a job because the jobs are out there. You are coming back for the real in-depth DevOps, then this is what we're talking about. This is all right. Hope that is great.
In the training, do you have like anything to do or like using GitHub?
We have what?
Like any training on GitHub?
Yeah, GitHub is Git and GitHub is part of the tools you use in DevOps. Yeah, it's come as part of DevOps. Answer. So when we get to so you are going ahead to do the 5 months. So this is where we are now. Can you see this? Introduction to tech. That's what we're doing. After that, we'll go to Azure DevOps. We want to complete Azure DevOps, and then you now put everything you have learned in your resume, and then you can start to look forward. Put your resume out there. Some people have been studying and they already know a bit. So that one combined with what we learn here might be able to get it done. But for some other people, whether they get a job or not, they want to go all the way. So when they come back for more AWS than this one, and especially here, especially with this what I was talking about. Being able to
Infrastructure as a
run,
code.
yes. And then come back, complete that, and then they now complete the real DevOps. The JIT and GitHub we are talking about, they are part of. All right. So JIT and GitHub is part of your continuous version. So all of these tools, your Jenkins, your pipeline, everything here is automation. All the way. Yeah. That is when you can answer, you know, if you like, you can learn this on top of that. Kubernetes deployment to Kubernetes, or even if you don't, it just depends. If you the whole goal is to get a job. So if you get a job early and or you feel confident that, oh, what I've learned, I can get a job, fine. But if the money is there and then you feel that, well, now that I have the opportunity, let me just learn. So all of those options are available. And I've posted this brochure.
And about 5 days of cloud apprenticeship.
Yeah, that is for everything covered in the 5 days. In the 5 days apprenticeship, it's already part of this project, this 5 months
Okay.
program. Yes,
Okay.
it's not a separate. But some people would say, you know what? I'm already an engineer. I don't have 5 months for this project. Can I come flying from Chicago or from Ohio? Just come and stay with you for 5 days so that you just take me through the practicals? Yes. So not for personal. All of these are already inside the 5 months program. And difference, like the person was talking about JIT now. JIT is already, look at it. How to run JIT, maybe it's already part of the training you are doing.
Okay.
Yeah, they are not separate. So it's either you do the 5 months training, look at it. Either the 5 months training where you do all of them from scratch, or I don't have time, you do the 5 days. You don't both of them.
Okay.
All right.
So
Okay, sir. Are you going to send the materials to us too?
Yes, I'll send the materials to you. I'll send the video to, I'll put this first video on the link. And then subsequently, I'll ask for your email addresses so that subsequent videos will be private.
Okay.
So for now, I would put the resources on the forum as soon as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
Please practice. So I'm not really. Are you in a hurry to go?
No.
Practice. Man is,
we'll practice.
if you have problem, please come to me. I mean, drop it there with support. But if you don't practice, it will look like it's so simple. Or you cannot claim it. If you don't practice it and you don't get it.
Okay.
How do we access those notes, the notes where we practice from?
Yeah, somebody just asked. I just said I'll leave it to the forum.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So, okay, let me save 7 minutes of your time. So let's come in early next time and then we'll continue.
Okay.
See you Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.